Hi, my name is Michaela Shine Himbry, and for this presentation, I'll be talking about borscht, which is a Russian soup. So, to start on the history and culture, it is really popular in Russia, and the reason that I found this dish is because I do have a friend that I go to school with from St. Petersburg, Russia, and her mom makes this every time she comes to visit, and she was telling me all about the history and culture. And one thing that I thought was interesting is when you look it up, it is mainly served in Russia now, but it's believed that its origins are from Ukraine. And that when Ukrainians were, like in the 5th, 9th century, it was really popular. And they believe that's where it originally came from. And it's made with beets, potatoes, carrots, cabbage, vinegar, and it's got like sugar in it. But it was originally made with cow parsnips, and they used like chicken or beef stock with eggs. And it was considered a poor man's meal, or it was considered the food that the peasants ate. And when Ukrainians were under the Russian rule, they believed that that's what caused, like, what made, like, Russians, kind of adopted the soup, and then it started becoming, it transitioned to having beetroots in it instead of the cow parsnips, and it became really popular that way. It's often associated with a role in like religious traditions such as like the Eastern Orthodox, Greek, Roman Catholic, and Jewish. In the East Slavic countries, it's like a memorial, and it's served as the first course at a post-funeral wake. So it's associated with a lot of ethnic groups, not just Russia. Ukrainians, it is believed they're the founders kind of it. And then Russia is like mainly where it is served at nowadays. But, Lithuanians and Jews have also adopted it. So it's kind of, in Eastern Europe, it kind of is like an ethnic like meal throughout all of Eastern Europe, so it's not just defined to like Russia and Ukraine. And of course, I found out it's actually served at a grill up in, I think it was Morristown, or it was in Cocke County, so maybe it was around Newport. But I found out that it actually, you can go and try it up there, and I can't remember the name, but I thought that was pretty cool. I know I was supposed to talk about some family and social issues. When I was speaking with my friend, her name is Julia, she was saying that she had never heard of any social issues with other than like it being, a peasant's food, and then also it kind of rising up to more of just like a lunchtime dinner. She said that the only thing that she could think of with it being a family issue is that maybe because you can make it either more sour or more sweet. So she was saying that maybe, certain family members might like it to be more sweeter. That could cause family issues. So yeah. Here's the nutrient composition. And since it does have beets and cabbage and potatoes and carrots in it, it actually has a lot of nutrients in it, like potassium. It's got a pretty good amount of fiber. It's got vitamin C, of course, from the carrots. So it does have a lot of good nutritional value with a low calorie intake as well. Relationships to disease for it. It's got beets, potatoes, cabbage, carrots, and it's got beef stock or chicken stock. I used beef stock. I had my friend help me make it, and that's what it's traditionally made with. But I think I would probably prefer it better with chicken stock because I don't know, I'm more of a chicken fan than beef. But beets are the main ingredient for it, and they can like help, like a lot of these things can help with cholesterol levels, blood sugar levels, and like potatoes, normally they're like considered an unhealthy, starchy food. Like, I know my dad tries to stay clear of them because of his diabetes, but they are actually packed with a lot of health benefits, like maintaining blood sugar, cholesterol levels. They're a great source of potassium and antioxidants, which can help like prevent heart disease and cancer. And then like you have carrots, which are really good for lowering diabetes risk, and they've got a lot of vitamin A, vitamin K. So like all of these vegetables are really good at improving heart health, digestive health, cholesterol levels, blood sugar levels, inflammation. And then also, because it is a soup, I know that a lot of people like eat chicken noodle soup when they have the flu or a cold. This can also be a pretty good alternative for that too, if you wanted to spice it up during your sickness, because it does have the chicken and the beef stock in it. So overall, the meal is actually a really, it can improve health, so and help fight off diseases. The ingredients, of course, it's got beets, cabbage, potatoes, carrots, beef stock. You can do crushed garlic, or you can even do onion flakes. And then it's got vinegar and salt and sugar. And the sugar is to help it with the sweet and spicy, or sweet and sour taste, which I will talk about. Agriculture. All of these ingredients you can find in stores throughout the year. Beets are actually, they're actually can be grown in harsh conditions and can survive frost pretty well. So it's actually a really good vegetable to grow in northern states. Potatoes are usually planted in April. They're harvested around September. You can pretty much find them. They're available in stores all year round. Cabbage is the same way. It's actually, its production is occurring in fall, winter, and spring months. And it extends into the summer. So it's kind of a complete thing all year round as well. All of them have actually a lot of like really high sustainability, and they're very like, none of them have any effects or anything like that on the environment. So when I was looking into it, it said that all of them are of sustainability because they haven't seen any effects on like air quality, soil quality, water quality. And potatoes actually are pretty sustainable. They were shown to have the lowest levels of greenhouse gas emissions when they compared them to pasta and rice in a study. And they also have lower levels of water intake. Carrots, they're a cool season crop, and they're available throughout the year as well. But like they're usually grown in like this summer and fall season, but just like cabbage and potatoes and like beets and everything, they're relatively sustainable because there's not been any environmental effects, any bad effects that have happened. So if you look at all the ingredients of borscht, the dish is actually pretty available all year long, and it's the seasons, like they're very fluctuating all the way throughout every season between spring, summer, fall, winter, and it's pretty sustainable. So preparing it, I did have my friend, I had Julia help me make it. She said that this is like one of her favorite things when she goes home to eat. So the recipe that we use, it come from her mom, and she said that, her grandmother made it, and she said her grandmother tends to make it a lot more sour and her mom makes it sweeter. We try to kind of balance it out. So it's prepared just like any vegetable soup. So you boil the beef or the chicken stock, and you add like all of your vegetables in there, and then the beets are boiled and they're diced up separately, and you add the vinegar and the sugar in there, and you just kind of, there's like no actual measurements for you just kind of like add a little at a time, and then like you have like a taste test, like, oh, is it too sour, is it too sweet? So you have to get like your perfect medium, which was actually the great thing about this meal. You have the potatoes and the cabbage and the carrots. They're all, washed and peeled, cooked, and they're all added to this stock, and until it comes to a boil, and everything's, you got no hard potatoes and stuff, like everything's cooked thoroughly, and then your soup's ready. It was delicious. I absolutely loved it. And like you can serve it with sour cream or parsley as a garnish. I didn't use the sour cream, but I think if I did it next time, I would probably put some sour cream in it. Okay, so tasting. So it's typically eaten for lunch. Well, we made it at dinner time, but I can see why it's a lunch meal. Like, you've got some bread or something to dip in it. I think it would be really good. It's garnished with sour cream and parsley. It's very hearty because you have the potatoes and everything. And I love vegetable soup. When I was a kid, I went to Cracker Barrel and ate vegetable soup all the time. So this was very enjoyable to me. The beets, the potatoes, the cabbage, it was all really wonderful together. It had ours. We did like a mix between it because you have the sweetness from the sugar, and then you have the sour flavor. So, and then like you also have like the salt, so you can taste the salty taste in it too. So like, and it's like it can suit your taste, which is what I really like that. So we did like more traditional way. Like we chose like between the sweet and sour, like a perfect medium. But you can do it any way you like, and it's all about balance and taste preferences. And I really enjoyed that kind of aspect of it, that you could play around with it, and I really enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to be making it some more. I would love to make it for my mom to try as well. Here's the pictures of it. This was when the beets were boiling, and then this was afterward. It's very colorful. It's very pretty. It's a appealing dish to look at. Comparison. So when I was thinking about it, like it's like social and cultural. So, it's typically served for lunch. I would definitely eat this soup at lunch for sure. I would like cook it and then put it in like a little bowl that you could take to school with you or work and heat it up. I think it would be great. I would definitely eat the modernized version of it and not the one with the gal parsnips. That was the big deal in the 5th and 9th century. I would eat the one that was the 17th century when the Russians kind of started putting beets in it. I mean, I can understand why the meal was considered a poor man's diet, or it was a peasant's meal, because if it's aspects, like people were having to use cow parsnips, and they were using chicken stock and egg yolk and like milk, I think it said corn millet in it. I can see why they would say that it was a poor man's meal. I think it's very, like nowadays it's like such a pleasant meal. Like it's this really hearty, nice type of vegetable soup, and it's so pretty to look at. Like the pictures are really aesthetic. But it's really interesting to see how standards for food can change as well, like on a hierarchy scale. Like they can change with food over the years, from it going from a Ukrainian meal that they made when they were under rule to being such a popular dish among other Eastern European countries. So I think that was really interesting aspect, and I will definitely be making this soup more. It was very very easy to make, so I can see why it's a quick and easy lunch dinner. Here's my references. I hope everyone enjoyed listening to this about borscht. I hope that it inspires some people to try it. And thank you very much, and I look forward to feedback.